Welcome to Culinary Adventures. Today we're making baked dumplings with cabbage and mushrooms. New viewers, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. For the yeast starter, we need 25 g fresh yeast, half cup warm milk, a teaspoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of flour. For the main dough, we'll need 500 g flour, half cup warm milk, 1 egg, teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup oil. For filling, 400 g sauerkraut, 400 g mushrooms, onion, salt and pepper. Let's start with the filling. Cook cabbage until soft. I use a grinder, but knife chopping works too. The key is to drain excess water after cooking. Next, add the sautéed mushrooms. You can grate or finely chop them. Fry until water evaporates. Add 1 diced sautéed onion. You can fry onion with mushrooms, but I did it separately to show all ingredients. Add salt and pepper. The dumpling filling is now ready. Let's prepare the yeast mixture. Pour lukewarm milk into a bowl and dissolve the yeast in it. Remember, the milk shouldn't be too hot or cold for the mixture to rise properly. Add a teaspoon of sugar, a tablespoon of flour, and mix briefly. Cover with a cloth and set aside in a warm place to rise for about 15 minutes. Now let's prepare the actual dough. The yeast has risen nicely, so I'll add it to the bowl right away. Add 1 whole egg. Add a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup oil, and half a cup of warm milk. Then mix in flour and knead into a smooth, elastic dough. If it's sticky, add a bit more flour. Knead for a few minutes, then place the dough back in the bowl. Cover with a cloth and let it rise until doubled in size. After rising, take out the dough and flatten it. If it sticks, dust with flour. Roll it out to 2 to 3 mm thick and cut 6 cm circles. I got about 40 circles for dumplings. The leftover dough from the edges can be used later. We knead and roll out the dough, not wasting any. Add filling with a spoon, then seal the edges. Place them on a baking sheet lined with parchment. Once all are ready, cover with a cloth and let rise for about 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I preheat the oven as they rise. I filled 2 trays, about 40 pieces total. Before baking, brush with beaten egg. You can sprinkle with sesame or nigella seeds or leave plain. You can skip egg wash, but they won't be shiny. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes until golden, no fan needed. The recipe is easy and the patties are delicious and soft. Try it, leave a comment and watch my other videos. Find more recipes on my blog, link below. Thanks and take care.